Alright, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the next I Am video guide. We're going to be doing Granary this time. We think that Granary should probably take less time than Badlands, hopefully, just because it's kind of more one-dimensional in how the map actually plays.
Ended up starting late because Brad had to fix his parka or hat, some stupid crap.
Yeah,
so
well, it's really important.
So sorry about that.
Look how beautiful I look. It's amazing.
I'm gonna shoot you in the crotch.
You can't top this. Alright, so do you want to start with rollout, I guess, James?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Alright, so standard... I'm going to get off this line now. So kind of the standard rollouts on Granary, I'd say there's probably 3, and most of them depend on what your demo chooses to do and then what your combo and roamer choose to do. So scouts kind of do similar things every time, like they've got a few options, but yeah. So do you want to talk about what demo options are, James, first?
Okay, well, the most standard demo option is to just come through the bot left, get there in, I think it's 3 jumps to mid. You get here this entrance roughly at quickest time I think is 9:43. You get the med kit, and generally this is where things start to change. You decide, do I want to sticky the medkit where the other demo might be? Do I want to sticky the catwalk where most of the time the other team scouts are going to be? Or do I just want to set up traps just around the point? That's generally just... Demoman has so much to do on this map, he can just do whatever he wants. It's a really good demo map. And yeah, Demoman OP.
So we'll talk about that rollout a little bit for your demo.
It's the standard.
So we'll just change based on what the demo's doing. So standard rollout with your demo coming down here and shooting things. Most likely you're going to have your scouts come in from this door up here. And, I mean, they'll either be pistoling the other demo if he's down here or on Catwalk, or they can push across onto this crate or even onto this crate, depending on if you're doing a more passive or defensive rollout, or you can, passive or aggressive rollout, or you can have them do both. You can have one scout go up here, and the scout up there is going to be looking for the enemy scout, which may be rushing through this gap here where I am now and looking to put pressure on your demo. So if you're watching that, you can stop that while your other scout maybe goes high or low or whatever.
Generally the pocket is going to be able to scope that, because just as he comes through the left door, the scout will probably be around this kind of area. And if you're lucky as pocket, if you're walking through, you might be able to get an early rocket on him to either juggle him or
40 damage, yeah.
Yeah, do 40 damage to the demo, just to give a quick call, because you need to call out as soon as you can for your demo, because he won't see that until it's probably too late.
Yep.
A lot of demos should be able to pre-sticky that. Whenever I played demo, I would always just keep the sticky there and just delay my deaths a bit, just to make sure I deter that scout, because if he just came through here, then he's gonna have to run all the way back if he eats a sticky all the way to the garage, and we could take positional advantage.
Yeah, because on Granary, right? Granary mid, that is the easiest way to lose mid. 100% easiest way. Forget roamers doing big jumps and killing your med. Forget all that. The easiest way to lose the rollout is that scout to get through, not be shot, and two-shot your demo man. And then, at that point, it's what? 9:43, 9:44 or something on the clock. Your team is only just getting into mid, and your demo's dead. It's pretty much it's not unrecoverable. That's kind of where you would choose to go aggressive and look to put counter pressure on their demo.
And just take the advantage of having 2 scouts as opposed to 1. Because usually by the time your demo dies, that scout's gonna die in return.
Yeah.
So having 2 scouts up can be more favorable. It just really depends on your team's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes your demo will just die accidentally, but you that scout will get lucky, but you really want to cut down on that happening. That scout, that rollout is so aggressive, and it's really easy to stop. All you have to do is get an early call and make sure you've got a scout there to stop it, or even one sticky, or your demo can you got a few options as a demo actually, and I don't play a demo, so, but with that scout coming in here, I feel you can either pull back this way, back past the kit, or you can even just
rotate towards the left.
Yeah, or you can even just push
is
forwards, kind of towards the scout, and just open up the mid a lot more. Because if that scout is now not hugging this wall and your whole team's stuck in this area, if you're over here and you've put some more damage on, even if you die, that actually opens up the mid a hell of a lot, and it means that their roamer will probably then look to jump you if you're here, which means your medic should be safe. And at the same time, your roamer and your pocket has a lot more room to move, because that scout's now having to come into the middle of the point to do things instead of putting pressure on the rest of your team. Yeah, so I guess next we But no, I think we should keep talking about that rollout a bit more. So if your demo's here, like, you're going to want to be basically, like, what would you say the big focus is, James? Like, Badlands, the big focus is getting stickies on their scouts. Like, what do you reckon for Granary, like, for demo?
I still think it's probably the same. Like, Scout is just strong on any map. Except for Gully Wash. It's just, if you get that initial sticky on that, like, a Scout or two that are up in the Catwalk, because almost every time at least one Scout goes up there, then he's just going to be out of the fight for ages, especially if their medic is coming from the right side. He's not going to have any heals for a long time. So it just gives you more room, more confidence to just push forward and put some damage on their demo and their combo as they're walking forward. Because it takes the other team quite a while to get here as opposed to Badlands, which is slightly quicker.
Yep. And that's a big thing as well, what you said there about pushing across. Like, I think Granary is a big map where when you get that advantage, like, I mean, you hear about people talking about getting stuck in, like, the corner of death, like, you know, if you get that advantage and that other team's getting out, like, you need, as a demo, you need to be leading that charge across the point. Like, watch your Roma jump into them or your pocket jump up there and just push. Like, just hold your W key and try and get as much damage down as you possibly can. Like, when your team's winning mid, like, demo is just disgusting. Like, and a lot of the time when you're losing mid, it's because your demo isn't able to get early stickies on either the scouts or their players that are sitting up top. Yeah. So as a roamer, I guess I'll talk about that a bit. As a roamer, when your demo goes this way, you've got a few options. Like, you can either go down left, so you can come here, you can come to here, and then you get off this wall, and you can just do like a jump off this, down here, and then either jump from gap, maybe catch the scout there as well, jump from gap into here, or jump from gap, like, into here, up onto here, or you could even, like, I mean, depending on how aggressive they are, you can come out gap and, like, just shoot the players that are on the point, or jump from here to here, or honestly, you can do anything you want. Like, you shouldn't really get shot at there unless they do, like, unless they put a scout here and their scout is, like, spamming down at you. But if they've got a scout on the right here, and the scout, like, coming in through here, which is honestly what usually happens, like, they're kind of surrendering the mid, so you should be able to win anyway. Other than that, as a roamer, you can, like, come down in here, like, spam out whatever's in here. Might be a soldier, might be a scout, or you can jump up here, or you can jump onto there, whatever. Pretty much on Granary, you can just sort of jump things and you'll be effective from the left. More standard is the right rollout, especially when your demo does go left. Like, you'll come out through here, where James is. Sometimes there will actually be a soldier there, or there'll be often, like, a soldier doing that left rollout that I was just talking about, and he'll walk around this wall. So, like, you'll want to be here, and then you'll want to, like, shoot a spam rocket here, because your scout, one of your two scouts will probably be out here before you, calling for you.
A lot of time I'll have a scout here, so you'll get an early rocket on, and then that scout with you can just destroy that scout.
Yeah, then you either, like, destroy the scout by, like, pushing here with your other scout, or you play slow and you, like, kind of stand around here for a second, or walk into here. This is one of my favorites. Like, walk onto this thing and jump from here into here, or jump up from down there onto the crate where James is, or onto that crate that I just missed. Yeah, you've got a lot of options. The third rollout for Roma. So these are pretty much the same rollouts as what Demo has in a way, like same directions. But third rollout for Roma is to come up top. So you can do that two ways. You can either jump from out here into here, or you can jump from here if you change them. Like, if this is getting spammed to shit, and you know it's getting spammed to shit for whatever reason, you can jump from here up onto there. And then from here, you can jump, like, straight into left if you know they're coming left, if they're doing an aggressive rollout, or straight into right. Okay, so those kind of places that I was talking about is also, like, what demos can do. Although, really, you don't see demos do the low right rollout that often. Like,
extremely rare. It's kind of like just a surprise kind of rollout thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing it consistently, it can be shut down pretty quickly because it's pretty slow.
All you need to do is do that jump that I was just talking about as a roamer, like jump your roamer off there into there. Well, in this scenario, obviously off there into here. But yeah, so the other main demo rollout is Catwalk. So do you wanna go through Catwalk, James?
Okay, so Catwalk, with the advent of this new little door, what was it, like 2.5 years ago, I think now, it just gave another window for Demoman to just come through, funnily enough. And you're able to just jump from your yard rollout door up to here, get here at a time that's relatively close to the more standard rollout, and it just gives you height, like really easy height. You got about 120 health, and just gives you really good positioning. If you want, you can cross over to here, get that like mini med pack if you want, or you can drop down to the big med kit. Catwalk, I feel, gives you probably the most options for Demoman, what you can do on mid. Like, it's easier for you to like pipe spam over that corner. You get here at the time just You know, if you wait a couple seconds, you can get some good pipe spam into their combo coming there. It's easier to just sticky people that are trying to jump you. It's just a really good area denial. Obviously it's a bit slower, but that's the trade-off, and sometimes speed isn't always what wins you a mid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, doing that rollout, you'll probably eat it one sticky from their demo. Like, it'll just kind of happen when you get to here. But at the same time, like, if you're going catwalk, like, you'll have, like, scouts not too far behind, and, like, you should be able to, like, just kind of consolidate. Like, that's the whole rollout. Like, the idea is not so much wait for them to come to you, because you can still do damage from catwalk onto anyone. But your only real risk, like doing the rollout, the ground rollout, your biggest risks are Aroma jumping straight into your pocket here and looking to kill you in the medic, or a scout doing that rush, or like the whole team getting stupidly aggressive from right side and doing the right side rollout that we'll talk about in a second. But when you're doing the catwalk rollout, really the only two places that you're going to get pressured from is their demo, maybe their scouts rushing across the top, and where James is shooting. As Aroma, you'll either jump from gap from here and like try and spam, and you probably won't want to land up there unless like there's no scout up there. You'll want to just do what I did there and like just do like a little drive by to put enough pressure on that their like your demo can kill him, or like even just force him out. Or from where James was just spamming, you want to come down here and jump. Or if he's watching you, you can like jump straight into here and just like, because if you're in here, then you know that he's not going to come and duel you. He's probably going to drop off the point or drop onto top left, and then your team can kind of take care of him. But like, really, you're safer. Like that's just how it is. Like you'll be safer if you go catwalk, but if you're not, like if your team isn't kind of skilled at it, like you may just end up kind of like losing because they take positions. So yeah. What about pocket, James? Is there much really that you... I guess there's like, what, 2 rollouts for pocket before we talk about the right rollout?
I guess there's 2 like conventional rollouts. There's a couple of stuff you can do. I mean, you don't do this as much, but like you can equalize to the hose here and jump up to the catwalk, and you can just have that high ground. Obviously, the things you have to be careful about are the same things as a Demoman, for your medic especially. Like the robo jump from there. Even just initial sticky damage here, if your Demoman gets destroyed, and like your demo just falls all the way back and their demo is pushing across, if you just get stickied off here, you can get screwed. Like it rarely happens, but that's something to keep in mind about. And you have a lot of options. I mean, aggressive soldiers on this map are just great just because of how good this height is. Like all these crates just provide excellent height for soldier, and it's just so easy to just spam down here and get really good damage on their team. And like it's just so easy for soldier. Easy soldier map, easy demo map.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the right side rollout now-ish kinda. So I think really there's kind of 2, maybe 3 different like
variants, I guess.
Yeah, let's say variants, or even like rollout philosophies to be wanky on Granary. Like you can either do the standard one, which would be putting your demo top or left, having your pocket either go where James just showed you up top or down on left, and then maybe jumping up onto this here, or you do an aggressive rollout. Now there's obviously variants of each of those, but the standard aggressive rollout is sort of, yeah, pretty much what James just did there. You bring both your soldiers into here, and then you either jump both your soldiers from here up onto crate, or down the right side is possible. Like you can jump one onto crate, and then I might like bait James and jump down here. Or the other option is jumping one off the catwalk into like, just as so that you don't both get hit by the same pipe, because that's like one risk. Like you either get hit by the same pipe or the same sticky or by the same scout even. Like you don't want to both get denied, because then you're going to be in big trouble. So the aggressive rollout is kind of, I don't want to say it's all in, because it's not. Like the way it works is like if both your soldiers die and don't kill anything, yeah, you're probably going to lose mid, unless they're like all getting really forced out back into here, or like they've all taken infinite damage. But because of the way Granary is designed, like they may not be able to chase your medic and kill him, especially if your demo and 1 or 2 of your scouts get out. So on the rollout, on the aggressive rollout, like while you're jumping up here, like your scouts have a lot of options. I kind of only really see,
You only want 1 maybe sitting on your medic, just because like as soon as the other team sees like, oh yeah, they're going aggressive, that means the soldiers are aggro. Someone's probably just going to land on your medic's head and try and just insta-give him. So having a scout, like, you know, do whatever he wants, be it like go top and just spam the demo a bit with pistol or whatever, and then drop down to the medic and just get heals. Like, it's just really strong. And can also have your demo man, after he's done his thing, cross over to the right side a bit and meet up with your medic. That's just something to keep in mind. You just don't want to leave your medic out in the open for free.
Because that's like what I was talking about before with like your Roma jumps. Like as soon as they're coming, like if I'm here on right and I see them all left, I guarantee you I'll most likely jump off there into there. Like that is almost always going to happen. I'll do the jump from here into there, or jump up onto there. Like if they're playing scouts on the floor, that doesn't mean that you can't kill them as a Roma. You can just jump up into there and then kill them from there. Like that's totally viable as well. So I guess countering the aggressive rollout involves either just really tight play, like getting your scouts up onto top and your soldier up onto top, so that when you do the jump from here, you can like easily deny their soldiers or kill them. Or like going the other side. Like obviously you can't like go the other side immediately, but once you like first like kind of repel them, like then you may want to like move across into here and just kind of like end up spamming from opposite sides sort of thing.
Catwalk demo rollout should be able to rape the aggro rollout pretty easily.
Yeah.
Especially if you have one of your scouts. This is kind of an old thing to do, but it's still somewhat relevant. Just have one of your scouts on start of a rollout just rush this left side. Just as he gets here, he should be able to see if the other team's like combo like other soldiers here. So it should just be like, oh look, they're coming catwalk. Oh, not catwalk, ramp, sorry. So a lot of the time, especially if your demo's coming catwalk, he can just get some stickies up here. And if they just decide to jump up here unawares, they will either die or just take a crap ton of damage, and that could probably just win you the rollout. That's something to keep in mind.
A lot of the time, that's also why the left rollout as Roma is good, because you jump off this wall and you get here just as like their med and like often demo, because the demo might spam a bit from catwalk and then drop down to his medic. You'll get there just as they're leaving the door, and you can put that pressure on them, and you can kind of like stop their aggro rollout. Like the thing about aggro is if you don't know and they surprise you, you're probably going to be in big trouble. Like just because like you have two soldiers up top that you don't really have a solution for. And yeah, so as for like the other like more standard rollouts, really like most often what you do on Granary is like you just have to play for picks. Like so you either like play off the damage that your players are doing. So like if your demo's calling they're low, like you may like jump really aggressively with your pocket. Or if your Roma jumps in and gets a kill on the demo or on a scout or on the med, then you may want to do that. It's Granary mid, like even though I'm saying to you that you want to play for picks, it's not a slow mid. Like often the mid is like the first kill is traded pretty early because people get really aggressive, but then like the fight may kind of drag out as people get kits and hide and look for that kind of thing. So is there anything else you want to say about mid, James, and how they should be trying to play it?
Like it's one of the maps where if you overcommit on a mid, it fails. You're like 9 times out of 10 you're going to lose a round. Just the way nature of Granary works, it's just so close between subsequent points. So that's just something to keep in mind. Generally, if you can, try and get at least 1 to 2 players out, preferably a medic and like demo. Like demo and medic, like if you get destroyed on a mid, but you can get 2 players out, demo and medic would probably be my pick. Like next would probably be demo and pocket. Anything after that is kind of but it's better than having a full wipe.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the thing is, like, it does not take long for you to lose that last point. Like, you can lose last before you're all spawned if you die kind of late into the mid, which is bad. And it's also a map which, with some experience, it's not that hard to lose 5 rounds within the space of 6 minutes. So if you start choking, just slow things down. I wish I had someone whispering in my ear about 8 months ago, but these things happen. But yeah, so you just like, if you're choking, like don't overcommit. Like you can either get really, really aggressive and overcommit and hope it pays off, or you can just like kind of play more sensibly and play for picks and yeah, and hope to play it that way.